Nice to be joined by Salome Kharatishvili. Salome, delighted to have you with us there today. And dare I say, you might tell us a bit about Georgian rugby. And in your eyes, is Georgia ready to make the next step and to join the elusive Six Nations?
Hi everyone. European rugby right now needs to be more open. No, it's not only my opinion. It's opinion of everyone. Everyone thinks like this. Maybe 8 team is one solution. Maybe a playoff system like another solution. Personally, I would like to see playoff system. For me, it's more competitive. But just one thing that we everyone think is like Georgia needs a real chance to grow because it's like just European championship is like Romania, yeah. I pronounce it well. Portugal and Georgia is the high level in this, yeah. I know this year Portugal was the winner. As you see, Georgia lost, but this team stayed strong, more strong than others in this area. But yeah, I know. I think Georgia is ready. It's time for them to have something more competitive
Mm.
to grown up.
And would the people, in terms of the Georgian Rugby Federation, and likewise Portugal, and maybe to a lesser degree Spain and Romania, the top four that are outside in the European Rugby Championship, the tier below the Six Nations, would they look at the current system and look at Italy and look at maybe Wales at the moment and say, yes, we can compete against Wales, we can compete against Italy, and if we were given those opportunities to build over a 10-year period against some of the better teams, year in, year out, taking on Ireland, England, France, year in, year out, that would bring us closer and closer to the likes of Wales and to maybe in a degree we've seen Italy have, over the years had got some great results against Scotland. Are Italy going further and further away from the likes of Georgia, Romania, Portugal, and um Spain to a degree because they're playing in the Six Nations? Is that gap between Italy and the rest, which wasn't probably so great in the past, is that going to get bigger and bigger?
Italy, as I see, it's not the success from 1 year. It's years of try to be more competitive. Yeah, this year Italy was like wow because they won. Of course, they lost some games, but right now this generation of Italy, I like more when in other years. Yeah, I know. I think that. Um, Six Nations deserves to be more competitive. Every year is the same. Every year with the same team, same possibility. And I understood that your question. It's yeah, we need to change something. Uh,
Yeah.
are you here?
Yeah, Salome.
Okay.
And in terms of that, in terms of likes of Georgia wanting to get to the Rugby World Cup and likes of say Romania and Spain and Portugal wanting to get to the Rugby World Cup, which comes about every 4 years. Realistically, when they go to the Rugby World Cup and they're put into the probably fourth seeds and stuff like that against the likes of New Zealand and the Australia to South Africa, the big hopes, the big superpowers. Is it really damage limitations, trying to really to keep the score down? Because what preparation do they have going into the World Cup? Because they don't get to compete against. They don't get the games that Ireland, England, France, and Scotland get year in, year out. So when they go to the World Cup every 4 years, when they do come across against the New Zealand, South Africa, Australia, what chance do they have?
Um, also, what chance like the Georgia in World Cup? Yeah, the
Yeah,
question is
in
like this.
terms
Yeah.
of when
Okay.
they play
Uh,
New Zealand or South Africa or Australia, they don't really have a chance because they don't get to play those teams regularly. The same caliber. in Europe.
Of course, it will not be easy for Georgia to be competitive, but they always tried in these years. They always be like interesting. Maybe they lost the games, but Georgia is the team like who likes to show how strong they are. Okay, we know that we have no infrastructure. We have no things like which needs to grow as a big team. But I think in this group where we have Italy. That is interesting because Italy as a team this year is so interesting. They play well, and for Georgia, Italy is like the same level because in the rating, Italy and Georgia has the same levels. Maybe as I remember well, 11th place is Italy. No, Georgia and Italy has the 10th. I don't remember very well, but in the World Cup, I think we will be more competitive in our group. We will try our best. I don't know which will be the result, but as always, Georgia tries to be competitive, to win, to make something different, something interesting. We must wait to show.
Hmm. And I suppose Salome, based in Rome now and getting to see a good lot of Italy's games, home games this year. What is the Italian media falling in love with Italian rugby? Again, we know football is the main sport, but is there a rise in rugby in Italy in terms of the buzz, the media, the youngsters, and sort of is the Italian rugby team getting an awful lot of support now and eyes on them that they mightn't have gotten previous years?
This year we had two games here in the Olympico Stadium. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, and it was full. It was interesting. Fans, as you know, culture football is more interesting in Rome, especially. Football game is more privilege like a sport for Italians. But this year was different because the first game was like in the same time of Olympiade, all Olympic Games.
Yeah.
And it was strange. Olimpico, Stadio Olimpico, I am trying to pronounce in Italian, Stadio Olimpico was full. It was strange for me because rugby is the game which likes like North Italy, not Central Italy, but the stadium was full. They had this interest for the game. This year was different, and yeah, I think in Italy, from today and others, it will be like a grown interest about in rugby or Italian rugby and the Italian rugby players.
And what was
I
the
am trying to speak in Italian because now it's more comfortable for me to speak in Italian language.
yeah. Um, what in terms of the win against England, what you were obviously there in Italy when it happened. What was the reaction? Was it a sense of shock? Was it a sense of disbelief, or was there a genuine sort of belief with people coming into the stadium, coming into on the press, the media that Italy could do this, that Italy had a chance, or was it very much when the end result came? Was there looks of wow, this is a big surprise?
It was like historical game for them. They said, "Okay, we won the game. That's the history for us." The result in the group was historical for them. The winning against England club, yeah, it was historical day, and they were so satisfied. So it was like, wow, we won. It's really happening like this, and I liked all those situations because it was the first time that Italy won the game against the club which is so strong. We all know, and Italian journalists as well. They were so happy. Everyone was like kissing each other. It was as a memory. It was really good for me.
Yeah. And Salome, lastly, I suppose we can all sort of participate and say maybe back in 1990, if you asked anybody 10 years later, would Italy be part of the Six Nations? They would have, the Five Nations at the time, they would have laughed at you and say, not a chance. But it happened in 2000. Do you think that the same system will stay in place, or do you think maybe in 10 years' time, maybe in 2040, that we could see another nation or two join the tournament, or do you think very much it'll stay like it is?
I think Georgia is ready as a country to make a part of this kind of competition. And not only Georgia, Caucasus region, it will be like so interesting. Why not? Because in this area, despite Azerbaijan and Armenia, Georgia has so strong club, so strong rugby history. And can you imagine like a Six Nation or like a playoff system, and Caucasus region is a part of this interesting competition. I see like something strange, something interesting, something different. Um, why not? Uh, we can try. It will be more interesting for everyone. Diversity of European rugby, and they can try. But as I now, they think that Georgia is so far from the other countries, and that's why the other days some our friends was telling me like, oh no, in Georgia it's so far and it's so difficult to go there to play rugby there. But New Zealand is so far from too. That must that it's impossible to tell that the distance is problem. Problem is nothing. If we want to join Georgia as a country, if we want to bring a Six Nation like the playoff system in Caucasus region, why not? Or we can try. We must be more open to change something, to have more competitive games and more curiosity about this kind of sport. If football we can bring in Caucasus, why we cannot bring this high level of rugby too? Why not?